last night from New York City, and where we had the Flying Tigers 14th Army Air Force reunion. Now, Flying Tigers is way before your time. However, we had a great reunion, and I'm glad to be back to Los Angeles. New York City is a great city to visit, but I'd rather live in Los Angeles. I'm going to tell you about the Chinese American Citizens Alliance Foundation. Then after that, I'm going to tell you my personal experience, how important education is. The CSA Foundation was formed 1971. Now that's most of you weren't even born then, and for some were. I guess a couple sitting up front. At that time, one of our old CSA members, Jiang Wenlam, he used to own the Unlock restaurant on the 9th Street, I think, in Chinatown. I'm not sure Unlock's still there, but for a long time he was the owner. Now, he was actually he had a master's degree in business administration from USC, but he ended up running the restaurant. But in the early days, it was not easy, even when you had an education, to get a good job. And that's why many of the college graduates in those days, the Chinese American college graduates, couldn't get jobs, and they opened up restaurants. For example, the biggest restaurant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was established by a Chinese American aeronautical engineer, because he couldn't get a job in those days. And he ended up making lots of money owning the biggest restaurant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So in the early days, education was not a ticket to wealth. It wasn't even a ticket to get a better job. That's in the early days. And then you heard about the Chinese Exclusion Act. That was in 1882, and then it was not repealed until 1943. Through that period of time, education became more and more important for the Chinese Americans. And after 1943, education became really important for the Chinese Americans. But I'll come back to that a little later. The CSA Foundation was formed in 1971 with donation from Jiang Wenlam's father, who also emphasized education. And he passed away, and one of the conditions, well, one of the elements of his will was that he wanted to have Jiang Wenlam use some of the money to set up a foundation. And since Jiang Wenlam was a CSA member, and he and I were good friends, and he asked me, when you want to look after this foundation, first of all, you have to set it up and all that. And so I and Billy Lu, who was the past CSA president, and Billy Lu was Jiang Wenlam's accountant. So the two of us trying to figure out how to set up these 501c3 foundation, because that's the only way that people can donate money without paying or can deduct tax when they make a donation. So we didn't know how to do that. So we got another CSA brother, Franklin Tom. Franklin Tom is an attorney, and later on he became corporate commissioner for the state of California. Well, Franklin Tom volunteered quote-unquote services after I almost broke his hand. And yeah, he said, okay, I'll do it. And I said, you can do it without charge, because you're a CAC member. You cannot charge. Okay. So he did it. And I think he spent something like $2,000 worth of labor to set up the foundation. And so the foundation was formed. We had enough money in the first year, that was 1971, to award 2 $500 scholarships. So from that point on, other members started donating money to the foundation. Y.C. Hong, we have the Y.C. Hong Foundation, and then we have past President Robert Jung donated money, and of course we have Colin and Susan donated money, well, others. Also, I donated money too. I and Betty, my wife, donated money. So now, well, the things that we set out, and it was at the advice of Franklin Tom, you best to set up endowed scholarships, because if you have money coming in and you donate the money out, that money may not come next year. And if you want to have a foundation that awards scholarships every year, you should have endowed scholarship, which means that for us anyway, we would ask people to donate $25,000, and we figured that with normal interest, you'd be able to get a $1,000 scholarship out of that every year from that point on. So of course, now with interest rates so low, it's very hard to get 5% out of your money. So we have to figure out what to do. Actually, we have to get into the stock market, mutual funds, and we may make sure that those are the best ones, the safest ones. And we actually managed to generate enough money out of the $25,000 for $1,000 each year, and also the expenses involved. So last year, well, this year, let's say this year, in last month, September 3rd, we awarded 8 $1,000 scholarships to college students of Chinese ancestry. So that means at least part of your parents or grandparents have to be Chinese in order to get the scholarship. And since we don't have that many scholarships, so we award, well, actually this year we awarded $1,000 scholarships, and we only award these scholarships to college students who are sophomores going into junior, so they cannot. The bright student cannot keep winning the same scholarship every year, so you can only win the scholarship once, and that seems to work pretty well. And I'm also happy to tell you we just had another donor, Dr. Kim Xiu, and his wife, Dr. Henry Xiu, just donated $25,000. So next year we will be awarding the Doctors Kim and Henry Xiu scholarship, $1,000 scholarship. So that would make the total of 9 $1,000 scholarships people to award.
May we have your attention, please? The library will be closing at 5 p.m. with approximately 45 minutes. If you have not yet renewed your library card in the last 2 years or wish to register for a new card, please do so within the next 30 minutes. Thank you.
That's pretty rude, interrupting our meeting. Can't forgive you for that. But anyway, so now we will be awarding 9 $1,000 scholarships to college students of Chinese ancestry next year, starting next year. So this foundation is, first of all the donors are or were CAC members. Second, all the directors of the foundation are CAC members. Even though the 501c3 from CAC Foundation is not an integral part of the Chinese American citizenship line, but in a sense, we are, because all the donors as well as the directors are CAC or were CAC members. There is a reason why we have the 501c3 separate from CACA. When it's separate, the donors can deduct tax, deduct federal tax, income tax. So that is an advantage, and this is one way that we can get people to donate money. Now, let me just turn a bit to talk about education itself. Why CAC encourage education so much?